Hello everyone, good night. It's night now, and I have decided that I would do a little video on necklines, which a lot of people are always scared of, cutting the neckline. They don't want it to be too wide or whatever it is, or they don't know how to arrive at a specific um, neck neckline. And so I'm here to simplify it for you. So here I have a basic pattern, blouse pattern, and this is the front. So I'll just write front on this, and I always encourage my students to cut the back first and leave at least 1 inch to the center back for the allowance. Baste it or pin it or crease it, have it tucked away there in the back. And when you have the back, then what you do, you place the that onto the front and cut your front. Because sometimes when you do the front first, then you forget to put in the allowance at the center back for the zipper or the buttons. But if you fold that 1 inch underneath and cut the front, it's basically the same. Okay, so here we have the basic neckline, and the basic neckline is mostly between 2.5 to 3 inches wide, okay, by 1 inch deep, and that would be at the center back. Now this is the front of the paper, but I'm just telling you this, okay? So you would have the front and the back of the neckline cut 1 inch or 1.5 inch down from the nape of the neck. That's that way up there, right? So it would be maybe 1.5 inch. So that would be basic for front and back, and the shoulder remains the same. And here is the armhole, and here is the side of the blouse, and here is the center front. The center front represent the center of your back, no, the center of your front. So right in your chest there, the center of your chest would be, this is where you would find it on the fabric or on the pattern, right there, the center front. Now I folded this, okay, so it's a full pattern. There it is, a full blouse pattern, but I folded it. The reason for that, I remember when I was at school and my students there to do a neckline, they would open the paper like this, and they would do one side and then do the other side. That is mostly for beginners. The beginners, they're the one that who would have done this. And so I always tell them, no, always fold your paper or fold your fabric, and whatever you do on one side is being reflected on the other side. So that's why which makes it much easier, because of course most of us are symmetrical. Okay, so that's why I have it folded. So now this is the highest part of the neck, and the highest part of the neck is just a little below your earlobe there. Okay, so this represents the highest part of the neck. And some people might wonder, especially beginners, how do I know how deep and how wide to cut my neckline? And I always say, measure from the highest part of your neck down to your chest. So here is the chest area, and decide how deep you want it, and that's called the depth, okay, or decollete. So decide how deep you want it, okay, and you just put the tape measure from here down, and whatever length you get, you decide, okay, whether it is 7 inches, 8 inches. And of course some people like to show a little cleavage, and of course nothing is wrong with that, because we women, most of us, we have a nice chest, okay, so we like to show a little cleavage, okay, and nothing is wrong with that. And to get the width, how wide you would want to make it the neckline, you would come back to the center front here, So you would put the tape in the center of your chest, okay, the center of your chest, and so that the tip of the tape would be in the center of your chest here, and you decide how far you want to go. Say for instance, I want to go 2.5 with this. Okay, so that's where I'm going to mark for my neckline, the width of my neckline, and for the depth I might decide 4.5. Now, why I'm showing you this video is to let you know that from the basic neckline, which is always round, you can get any shaped neckline, and I know a lot of people struggle with that. So you can also make the shoulder narrow, because as I said, the basic neckline, the width for the basic is 2.5 to 3 inches wide, okay, but you can go a little further, you know, go anything you want, you can get it here. So say for instance we want to make it a little wider, we decide on that, okay, and say, okay, I want a square neckline, okay. So you're going to draw the one to the chest first, which is here, the across, okay, so that is it. And then let me make it a little bit wider, so that is it, okay. So this is the across from the center of the chest, okay. So you might say, okay, miss, how do I know how wide? Now you've already taken the width of your chest, and that was 5 inches, okay? So it's 2.5 to one side and 2.5 to the other side. So that makes it 5 inches. So once you do like this, the ruler will not fall back into the basic neckline here. It will eventually be a little wider. So that's what you want, because the width of this, the chest area, have already decided what would take place here at the top, and it means that you would go out a little further with the shoulder. So let me just cut this out and let you see our first square neckline from the basic neckline, okay. And I hope that is simple enough, and I'll be doing quite a few of these, maybe we'll even have a part 4, because there are different types of neckline. And so what I'm trying to do is to make it easier for you. So here it is. This is our neckline. So because the paper was folded, you see here now what was done on this side has been reflected on this side, and that is your basic neckline, okay. So there it is, a square neckline. So if you want me to remind you, the basic neckline, round neckline, when you're making your pattern or just cutting the blouse, is between 2.5 to 3 inches wide. That's the basic, okay. That's the basic neckline. But when you're doing your different neck designs, you will go a little bit wider than that in most cases, unless you're doing maybe a Chinese color, a Mandarin color or something, or a standing color or shirt color, then you wouldn't go this wide. But for the V-neck, square neck, sweetheart neck, spaghetti strap, you know, off the shoulder, you're going to go out a little bit. And this is what we have here now. And to get this width, what we did was put the center of the ruler, of the tape measure or the ruler, right in the center of our chest. So you can touch your chest and know where the center is. And once you do that, you put the tip of the tape measure here, and you go out here, okay. You go beyond, okay, like you're going back to your arm, okay. And to get the length or the depth of your neckline. That means how deep you want it. You would go to the highest part of your shoulder, which falls a little there, right there below the earlobe, and that will design how wide, how deep, I'm sorry, you want your neckline. So without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.